addition of Burns, how does that affect you, and how can the two of you play off each other?
Well, it's funny. Me and Burns go way back from me being in high school, him being in college, seeing him play, him hosting me, on my college visits. So I've always kind of compared myself to him as I continue my pass rush and, professional career. So being able to be with him, it was kind of like, that full circle moment. But yeah, just, the competitive spirit. We're chasing greatness every day. He knows a lot of things that he's been in the league longer than I have. So he got a lot of game, a lot of gems that, is going to help my game. So, continue to get with him on and off the field and continue to grow.
Brian, can you talk about how working with Kayvon and how you guys complement each other, how you're playing off of each other, and what you guys can continue to do to get to do where you want to be?
Yeah, right now we're just, pretty much getting used to each other, bouncing a lot of ideas off of each other. We've just been spending a lot of time trying to develop that chemistry and also like healthy competition. So like we almost compete in everything we do, whether it's on the field or off the field. So just having somebody to push me and I'm able to push him is definitely going to be a positive this year.
If you just talk about our energy, if you're out there today, you felt it's going to be a grind, every day, whether we're in pads, we're not in pads, and we're going to be laser focused, So you talk about what we're bringing to each other and bringing to the team is just that, that upbeat tempo, that competitive spirit, and just continuing the battle, regardless of who's on the other side. We're gonna try to have a party at the quarterback.
Oh, yeah, it is exciting, especially when you got four guys that can do it. You don't have to send pressures, allowing those guys to work. It's definitely something that's exciting, but it's earned. So we have to show that we can get to the quarterback at a consistent rate by ourselves. So that's going to take chemistry. It's going to take a form of a brotherhood, and pretty much just knowing your personnel, knowing who you're rushing with. Like if I got Dex with me. Let me not even spill the beans. Just know if I got Dex with me, I got a plan.
We get paid a lot of money, and we want to be the greatest. It's New York. You want to see your great players play. So, bringing Burns in, having Dex is a Hall of Famer. Burns is a Hall of Famer. Hopefully one day I'll be able to get up, and put that work in. But you talk about, being able to display your traits. We're all here to see great players play great. And I think that's what we're going to be able to show, in this defense. Last year I was able to get 11.5 sacks. Those are the accolades, And now it's about gaining that respect, throughout the league, and then having teams, fear coming to play against us. So just taking everything I do to the next level as far as, that extra, right? Greatness is optional, right? So I just got to kind of take that next step.
Why is that something you do, Kayvon, set such high goals? Because some people would look at that as I don't want to fall short, or I'm just going day by day, or whatever. You seem to shoot for the highest.
I mean, man, we're in a life, that we only really get once. So when you talk about like living it to the fullest, when you have people who've lived it and who've walked it, it would be kind of a disservice to myself to not strive to be better than the standards they set. So now, being here, it's like he didn't have as many rush opportunities as I'm gonna have. The game wasn't as much pass as it was before. So it's like I have an opportunity that people, would wish they could be in. Right, so it's like it's only right if I give the people what they want, and I honor myself, and putting everything on the line, and trying to be the best.
Do you think coming here to New York with a new team, with a big contract, that there is a potential for you to reach a different plateau as far as stardom, as far as just everything that comes along with being a star in the NFL?
You said is there potential for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That wouldn't be my main focus, honestly, but. I feel like if I do what I have to do on the field, it'll come naturally, So I think the main thing is one of my sayings I always say is keep the main thing the main thing. So right now my main focus is ball, getting better, helping the team, and everything else will follow right behind it.
Does any of that, you said it's not the main thing, is any of that important to you?
No, it's important, but the main thing is football, and everything else will follow. So I feel like if I dominate the first step of it, then everything else will come along.
I saw you some of the Knicks games.
Mm-hmm.
When you see that excitement, you see how New York could be. Does that kind of inspire you in a way?
First shout out to the Knicks. They went a lot farther, farther than a lot of people expected on the outside, and they put in a lot of work. And when you see the heart that they play with, it hurt me, and it was speak to what you're saying. It felt good, but it also hurt. Because I was at Game 7 and I saw how much they put in and just couldn't get it done. And now, when people are seeing me, they're like, "You're next." Like this is you're up. So. Going back to that softball, baseball moment, it's like, when you're up to the plate, we got to keep putting the work in so that we can show up on Sundays. I think when you look at a defense, and we're speaking of basketball. Basketball is, a lot of star players, and you can play one-on-one. You can go out there and have a LeBron, have all these greats just go and score. But now with football, it's, you're not as good unless you have all 11 players. So now when you look at the front, right, if one side isn't, setting edge and the other side is, it doesn't matter, right? If the back end isn't covering the wide receivers, there's no chance for a sack, right? If the front end is not pressuring the quarterback, there's no chance for a pick, right? So when you just think about how things work together, we have to understand that, Dex is a guy who, he's going to demand a lot. You talk about demanding attention, and I have to learn how to play off of him with Nacho, with Burns, with, all the guys coming up. Just continuing to know your personnel.
What did you think of Daniel Jones playing against him, and what do you think about him now that you're sharing a locker room?
Well, getting to know him as a guy, he's a cool dude. I mean, before I didn't know him at all, but as an opponent, we always honored his athleticism, and that was definitely something that we keyed in because he definitely burned me to the sideline once. Please don't play that clip. But yeah, no, he's a true competitor, and I haven't really got to see him on the field yet because he's going through whatever he's going through, but looking forward to it.